Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where I have a lot of cleaning ahead of me. Today we are talking about Action Comics number 34, The Coal Mine Heiress. Yes, this is the second story set in a mine for Superman. We haven't actually seen one since Action Comics number 3. A story I actually quite like. This one is unfortunately kind of like yesterday's issue. It's going through the motions and doesn't really do much, and it's basically forgettable. It's a lot more eventful than yesterday's. And when I'm saying going through the motions, I want to make it clear what I'm saying is there's no like escalation of like dramatic conflict. Superman almost immediately just runs into a threat, deals with it, and it's just at that level for the rest of the comic. And that's not particularly very interesting. And seeing it's a comic that's already going to not have much of the way of characterization or even character arcs or any sort of like emotional stakes, I think it could at least try to escalate the drama a bit or be fun, which this is not. Like, I get it's a comic from the Golden Age, but I feel like there have been comics that showed they had learned this lesson, and then there's other comics that feel like they had very little time and just got to writing them quickly. So the Coal Mine Heiress sees Doris Lowry inherit her father's coal mine, which has been run by her uncle since he died, now that she has come of age. And having read any other story ever, I can pretty much piece together that the uncle is going to be behind trying to kill her because he had the money in the first place and now has lost it. So he's going to probably want that back. It's the most obvious way the story can happen. And that's not a shot at that, but we all agree we see what's about to happen. And there's a good way of telling that story, and we didn't accomplish that here. Clark and Lois go to interview her. Perry actually only gives the assignment to Clark, but Lois just goes along without even like pushing herself on, so I guess we can assume they're actually a team at this point. I mean, it'd be easier just to say that at this point, but there are still comics in the future where she is actively kind of pushing herself on the assignment, or he's pushing himself on the assignment. I mean, the show, Lois and Clark actually did make sure to make them a team because this becomes really irritating after a point. They arrive at the coal mine, but they won't be allowed in because they're reporters, which makes Clark suspicious. So he immediately becomes Superman, bright blue costume, red cape, Superman, and he just leaps right over the fence. It's really fascinating that no guard sees this. And as soon as he's in the coal mine, a runaway minecart, which we know is not runaway, we know the uncle had his workers push it at Doris, comes right at Doris to crush her. He saves her, and then the mine explodes. Because, well, what else is going to happen to mine? It's going to collapse at some point. It's the only reason to have the mine in the story. So we have Superman in a collapsed mine with a rich person. Not as fun as Action Comics number 3. He immediately gets her out of there, becomes Clark again for some reason. They're going to kick him out again. It makes more sense just being Superman because they can't do anything to stop Superman, where he finds evidence of it being a bomb that went off to cause the mine collapse. But because he became Clark again, the workers grab him and beat him up, so he is tossed out, beat up. And he becomes Superman and goes right back in and just kind of beats up that dude. It's really petty for Superman, but hey, it's at least somewhat funny for a comic where there is almost no fun. At this point, her uncle is going to poison Doris, but Superman shows up to tell her it's poison because, of course, he knows it's poison. The uncle somehow tricks them into like an elevator locked room where he has control of the air pressure there and the entire mine. So he's basically going to kill every worker. But apparently this guy, especially after finding out Superman's here, did absolutely no research on Superman and is unaware that Superman can just crash through a metal door, which he does. Now that the uncle is basically defeated, he reveals that there is one more bomb in the mine, which will kill everyone. Superman being, well, you know, Superman, finds the bomb and is able to save everyone at the last second. Both the uncle and sort of the head goon are wrapped around in coils and are going to be put away. Lois returns to find Clark. Lois has been missing ever since that opening where they got kicked out for being reporters, only to find out that Clark has written the story, which is how a lot of these comics end, with her finding out Clark has written the story with the help of Superman. So yeah, like, not a lot happens in it, right? And I think it's about time that I actually get to some actual Superman evolution videos, which I'm going to tackle probably Monday at this point. So I'm going to tackle how to fix sort of the Golden Age Superman structure, looking at the good and the bad things Jerry Siegel has been doing since the 3 to 4 years of comics I have read at this point. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a story in the main Batman comic or a Batman story in Detective Comics. And until next time, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? Also, why did he change back to being Clark? It made no sense at the time. I know things don't have to make complete sense, but what exactly happens is what exactly happens. Have a good day.